Good afternoon and welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us for Personalizing Your Dynamics 365 for Sales. Today's date is November 8th, 2017. For our time today, we're going to start off with just some brief introductions of who the presenters are. We'll spend the majority of our time actually looking at the software and a live demonstration of Dynamics 365 for Sales. And then we'll finish things up talking about how you can buy the software and the pricing. And we'll try to save some time for question and answering at the end. We'll also do our best to answer any questions as we go along. So we do encourage you to enter those in, again, either the questions or the chat box for GoToWebinar. And we'll try to make sure that we're covering those as we go. So my name is Jonathan Kroll. I will be the host today. I'm an account executive here at Interdine Artists. And joining me is Tyler Boswell. He is one of our technical consultants, and Tyler's going to be our demo guy today. You want to say hello, Tyler?
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Awesome. So just to start off and sort of set the story for what we're going to talk about today, I wanted to talk about a story of a growing sales team, the one that we hear from clients a lot. You know, they started off, they had a handful of sales reps, and they were all out just sort of doing their own thing, managing their accounts and their opportunities in their own way. Wasn't really a big issue until, well, that sales team has started to grow, and now everybody's still using the old methods that they have been, and it's not one platform or one set solution that everybody operates in. So what ends up happening is people say we're very paper-driven, and everybody's pushing documents throughout the office, and you know that becomes tiresome and piles up quickly, and it's a big pain. So, okay, sure, a CRM solution could probably help most companies out, but really the issue that we hear from folks is, how do you get people to use the software at the end of the day? And that's a great question, and one that we hope to address today on our webinar. So we're going to show 3 areas of how you can personalize Dynamics 365 for Sales to fit your organization, help improve the user adoption. So the 3 areas that we're going to cover is we're going to change the theme for your environment. We'll also show you how to add new fields and modify forms. And finally, the third topic will be using the Advanced Find, which is a querying tool that's built into the system to create custom views, custom charts and graphs as well. So diving into each section, so what we're going to take a look at is actually changing the color in the system. We'll even slap a logo in there to make it more customized to the business. The second area, when we talk about adding fields and modifying forms, what we're going to take a look at today is creating a calculated field in the system. And the calculated field is going to be weighted estimated revenue. We're then going to add that field to a form and populate some data into it, and then actually see that calculated field in action on the opportunity record. And then finally, as I mentioned, we'll spend some time looking at the Advanced Find tool, the querying tool, and being able to create custom views. So Tyler is actually going to use Advanced Find and create us a new view using our newly created custom field. We're going to save that view, and then we're actually going to take it and start to do a couple things with it. One, we're going to use some charts and graphs based off of that, but also being able to save it and share it with others in the organization. So without further ado, I do want to pause to see if there's any questions that have come in before we dive into the demo side. And I don't see, we have one just about pricing, and yeah, we'll definitely try to cover that at the end. There's even a special offer that's running right now that could be of interest to some of those folks out there. So we'll definitely cover pricing later. That's the only question I see so far. So again, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get this over to Tyler so that he can actually show us some of the things that we were just discussing a moment ago. So Tyler, I just gave you the rights, and you should be able to take it away.
Okay, thanks, Jonathan. So everybody should be able to see Dynamics 365 on my screen right now. Is everybody able to see that?
I can see it.
Okay, great. All right, so This is us loaded into Dynamics 365 for sales, and what we're going to do first is I'm going to show you guys how we can change the theme of your Dynamics 365 environment. So we're going to start off by going to our drop-down here, Settings, Customizations, and then we're going to go to this Themes section right here. So for the sake of time, I went ahead and created a test theme for us already. You can't make any changes to the default theme, so if you ever want to make one, you're just going to have to create a new one, which I've already done for us here. So what I'm going to change first, and what's going to make the biggest difference, is the navigation bar color. That's this blue bar right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to black. So all of the colors in CRM use the hex code. If you don't know the hex code, that's okay. You can easily just look up a hex code thing on Google, and it'll actually show you what the hex code is for each color. So it's actually just 6 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to save that and then publish the theme. Give it a second to load. And once that's loaded, you'll notice that the navigation bar is now black. Another thing that you can change is the logo. Out of the box, it's just going to say Dynamics 365. But if you want to change that to something that's more personalized to your company, you can certainly do that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. So we have this logo section right here, and I'm going to change it. So I've created a webinar logo for us to use. So I'm going to go ahead and load that in, save the changes, and then publish the theme. Give that a chance to load. And if you notice here, you can actually upload GIFs, so you can actually have a animated logo if you'd like, which is a really cool feature. So that's something nice that you can add. So now that we've done that, we've changed the navigation bar to black, and we've also changed it to a personalized logo for our company that is also animated. Now I'm going to show you guys how we can add fields. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the opportunities. I'm going to take a look at an opportunity, just a sample opportunity here. So immediately upon loading into the opportunity, you're going to notice the business process flow here. This is an out-of-the-box feature for Dynamics 365, and you can just use it to track your business flow process. That's not going to work for what we're doing today. Today we're actually going to do sales stages to show how close we are to closing something. And we're doing that just using 0% to 100% at 20% increments. I've already created that field for us just for time. But something else that would be useful is if we could do a weighted estimated revenue based on what we're at in the sales stage. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to create that today. So for that, we're going to go back to Settings and Customizations again. And we're going to go to Customize the System. Drop down Entities. And we're going to go to Opportunity and then Fields. So here's a list of all your current fields in Dynamics CRM or Dynamics 365, and this is how we're actually going to create new ones. So do a new field, display name, we will call it weighted est revenue. This is going to be a currency field, and for the field type, we're actually going to make it calculated. And then edit. One second, it's actually saying that I already have a field name with that, so let me take a look. Actually, we'll just go ahead and put a 1 at the end of it. Just to make the name unique. Okay. So first we're going to create a condition, and the condition is what's going to trigger the calculated field to actually work. So for the condition, we'll just go ahead and say if there is an estimated revenue, So if the estimated revenue contains data, then the weighted estimated revenue will be the estimated revenue times the sales stage. So essentially, if the sales stage is 20%, it's going to take the estimated revenue and multiply it by 20% or 0.20, and that's what will give us our weighted estimated revenue. So we're saving and closing that, save and close here. Click back on the opportunity, and this is a very important step that you have to remember whenever you're making changes to Dynamics 365. We're going to publish that change. So publishing the change is actually what's going to push that customization out to your environment so that other people can see it. Okay, so now that that has been published, we can go back to the opportunity. So let's just go back to the same opportunity. But what you're going to notice here is that that field is nowhere on the form. So we actually have to modify the form to show it. So I'll show you that. So we'll go to our form. When that loads up, this is the form editor. So this is currently what you're seeing. So we're just going to add that new field to it. So let's scroll down. We have weighted estimated revenue. There we go. All right. So we put our weighted estimated revenue on the form. We're going to save it, publish, and save and close. All right. So let's go ahead and refresh the page. And we should be seeing that field now, and we do. So now we have this weighted estimated revenue that's showing up on the field that was not there before. And what that's doing is that's calculating the estimated revenue multiplied by the sales stage to give us that number. And that actually updates real time, so I'll show you that now. So if I was to change this estimated revenue to 3 million, and then refresh the page, you're actually going to notice that the weighted estimated revenue updates for you. So that's actually a really nice feature of the calculated fields, is it just does the math for you. Whenever you change it, I could change the sales stage, and the sales stage would, and that would also trigger a change. So once we save the changes, that also is going to trigger a change. So that's actually a really nice feature of the calculated fields. So that's how we would, just to review, create a calculated field called weighted estimated revenue, put it on the form, and then also you can see that that updates on its own whenever you make changes to any of the fields that are affected by it. So now going back into our opportunity in this view, it would be really nice if there was a way for us to actually sort these by weighted estimated revenue or even by sales stage. So I'm going to show you guys how we can do something like that. We go into our advanced find up here in the top right, and it brings up the current view that it defaults to, which is my open opportunities. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to edit the columns here. And we're going to change the things that we're looking at. So let's remove the email, the rating, the probability, the estimated close date, just because I'm not all that interested in those things right now. And then we're going to add some columns. So I'm going to add our sales process, or our sales stage, sorry. Sales stage. And I'm also going to add our weighted estimated revenue. And let's go ahead and move those a little closer to the front. You can move the location of the columns with these arrows right here. So I'm going to move sales stage up there. and weighted estimated revenue up here. Say OK. And then we're going to save the view, and let's just call this webinar view. Save. So now we've saved our webinar view, and that's actually going to show us some different data than our other views were showing us. All right, so we're going to refresh the page so that we can refresh our list of views. Now we see our webinar view there in the list. Click that again. So now you see we have a different view that's actually going to be showing us the opportunity name, the sales stage, the weighted estimated revenue, the estimated revenue, contact, and count. So that's a pretty nice feature that you can just change what you're looking at in these views. I'm also going to show you guys what we can do with charts and graphs here. So what you can do is you can actually use the data in the view to create a quick graph that you can look at so you can reference the data pretty quickly. I'm going to create a new one here, and we're actually going to create a funnel. So let's just call this funnel. For fields, we're going to pick, obviously, the fields that we're going by. So let's go by sales stage and estimated revenue, just so that we can, or weighted estimated revenue, just so that we can keep going with our new pieces here. We're actually going to change the type to a funnel. All right. So let's save that. So now we have our graph here showing our different opportunities. Let me see. It doesn't look like that's going properly. So let's go by, let's change this up a little bit here. So let's go by weighted estimated revenue. And sales stage, there we go. That looks better. So what's great about these graphs is you can actually drill down into your specific opportunities. So these are all of our opportunities that are in the 20% sales stage. These are our opportunities that are in the 80% sales stage, and so on. So that's actually a really nice way that you can drill down on your opportunities based on the certain things that you've decided to set up your graph to look at. So based on my notes, it looks like that's all that I have to show today. I'll go ahead and hand it back to Jonathan, and then we can grab any questions. So Jonathan, if you want to go ahead and take it back.
Thanks, Tyler. I'll go ahead and make myself presenter. While I'm doing that, I had a question come in just a moment ago. Can anybody that's a CRM user add fields and change forms in the system?
No, you have to be given specific security rights to make changes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And I think that's all we had for right now. Again, thank you for the demonstration, Tyler. So we had that question earlier about pricing. I wanted to make sure that we cover that before we leave today. So Dynamics 365 Enterprise Edition has 4 major components: sales, customer service, field service, and project service automation. Now, we spent the majority of our time looking at the sales application today. We're certainly interested in discussing the other ones if anybody is interested out there in TV land. As far as pricing for these different apps, you can purchase them individually on a monthly basis. These are subscription-based applications, so it's $95 per user per month for an individual application. Or let's say you needed access to more than one, maybe you're a manager, maybe you work in different areas within the business. You can actually subscribe to a plan and get access to all 4 of the applications, and it's only $115 per user per month. And for anybody in the organization that may just need to get into the system and access data in a read-only capacity, there's also a team member user, which is basically a limited user, which would probably be a nice fit for those individuals in your company. Now, I did mention that there is a special rate running right now. So there is an SMB offer that is available where you can get the sales app alone, so basically what we were looking at today, and it's only $40 per user per month. There is a maximum of that for 25 full users. If you need access to the customer service application as well, but you're still fitting in that SMB market, there is another offer going for sales and customer service at $65 per user per month with a maximum of 50 user seats. So again, a little bit more of a discount on the overall applications. And the team members also have a lower rate in this SMB offer with their own maximum user seat count as well. And this is a limited time offer we anticipate running probably through spring of 2018, but Microsoft holds the ability to pull that offer at any time. So if you're interested, we hope you take advantage of it now. Beyond the software, there are other services that we offer to help clients get up and running, and implementation services, and it can be everything from training to data conversion, setup and configuration, the whole deal. We do it all. So we have some folks that just need some basic training, maybe a half day to a couple of days worth of training. Some folks are interested in a little bit more implementation, mainly with the setup and configuration of the system, maybe some mild customization and working with those business process flows that Tyler had mentioned earlier. That's going to be more of a week to a couple of weeks worth of time. And then we also have more complex projects that we do where maybe it's some extensive customization to the system. Maybe we're integrating with other softwares, specifically an ERP solution. So sort of three different buckets that folks tend to fall in, just to give everybody an idea of some general costs when you're evaluating Dynamics 365 for your organization. We appreciate everyone joining us. We will stay on the line to address any additional questions that come along, but you're also welcome to shoot us an email at sales@interdyneartist.com and we can respond to you that way, or feel free to give us a call at 704-846-6750. We're always happy to talk on the phone. But if you're just interested in more information, you can also check out our website. We've got lots of stuff out there, as well as some recorded videos and on the additional products that we sell and support here at Interdyne Artists.